Hey, y'all. How you doing? I know you haven't heard from me in a while, but your girl has been busy. Just showing you around a little bit while I talk to you. I've been getting a lot of emails, a lot of requests for, the Exodus house. People are asking a lot of questions because they haven't seen me in a while. And, this new business that we have embarked on requires focus, right? It's not going to come to you like overnight. No matter what it is that you're trying to accomplish, it's not going to come to you overnight. Yeah, it's going to take some time. It's going to take work. It's going to take your attention. And you can have everything the way exactly how you want it. So I'm doing this because some people are saying, they asked me questions specifically about business development and entrepreneurship. And one lady had communicated with me about mentoring. And my question to you is, are you ready? You have to be ready. If you're talking about success, if you're talking about you want to have things that no one else has, or you want to do things that other people, you know, um, don't do, but that's not even the definition of success, right? It's being comfortable and at peace in yourself, and that the work that you're doing with your life makes a difference, right? And that should automatically come with the financial resources to make yourself and your family secure. So if you're making a difference in the lives of other people, and if you are uh, comfortable and secure that you are able to do the work that you set out to do, and you have all the skills and ability, that should also bring with it its own financial payoff, right? So I want to ask you, hey, Jill Sky, hey, Bria, hey, Ann. Yes, I'm showing you around because I'm tired of this camera in my face, but I'm just walking out here at the Exodus house with you. I want you to understand that there's a thin line, a very thin line between failure and success. They are brothers and sisters, right? Failure and success are next door neighbors. They are identical twins, right? And if you think for a minute that you're going to accomplish something without going through some kind of failure, then you're making a sad mistake, you know, because life is filled with challenges. There is a lot of challenges that comes with. There is a lizard. Jeez, why did lizard always come out when I'm doing a video? Why? They can't just stay in their lane. Go one man, all confident and stuff until a lizard come. Yes, right. So forgive me. Yes, and you haven't seen me for a while. This is true. This is not to say that um I've abandoned you, or I no longer am interested in the diaspora or anything like that. It is to say that this business that I've started with other investors, it requires attention, it requires focus, it requires you to put in time. And what I was just saying before the lizard appeared was failure and success are brothers and sisters. And if you there are things that you can miss. You can totally miss, and you can totally, fluke off, and you can totally, lose track if you're not focused on what you're doing. And I, for one, I like to stay focused on what I'm doing, right? And what we're doing now isn't just, we've passed like, okay, this is a business. Okay, this is, we have to get all the administrative paperwork. We're past that now. There are other people who are depending on this business, and there's still administrative paperwork to go through, but it is out of my hands, and I have done as much as I can physically do to bring it to where it should be, right? Now, hey, Faye, how are you? Now, I can say that. I can say that I have done every single thing I was supposed to do, and I did my best. Now, the rest is in the hands of the people who have the yays and the nays. But in order for me to get there, to have that kind of satisfaction to say, I have done the best that I can possibly do, I had to put my nose to the wheel and do the work, right? And so I'm just giving you this talk for the people out there who are entrepreneurs, the people who are looking to invest, the people who are looking to come to Tanzania, the people who are looking to invest in Tanzania or in any African country. You have to understand that it's not going to be simple. Okay, there are things uh, that are going to arise that you have no power over, right? And on top of that, you know, you have to also remember that there are people who will what's the word? You know what? Forget about people. This is all about you. Okay? Because no matter what you do, you're going to have challenges. If you decided right now that you're going to go and make something in your kitchen, you're going to be out of an ingredient, you're going to have a challenge. If you decided that you're going to go to the moon, there's somebody who to try to pull you back down. If you decide that you're going to go and invent a new car, there is somebody who is going to try to detract from you. So this is not about people or detractors. This is about you. This is about you and your mindset and how you are able to overcome, because they will come. People who you call friends will stab you in the back. It is going to happen. Are you ready? You have ready for this, and you have to be tougher than whatever it is that's coming outside. You have to be tougher than that inside. People are going to try you. You have, especially when it seems like you are taking off the okay? So this is not about anybody else. This is about you and your mental strength, your mental fortitude, your physical strength, and your physical fortitude, and how you are going to overcome those challenges. And it is going to be difficult, and it's going to be lonely. And you're not going to have the privilege of picking up the phone and going on YouTube. You're not going to have the privilege, like I lost that privilege, basically, because there are things that I'm doing on a day-to-day life basis that I cannot speak about, you know, that I can't share because they're bigger than me. They're bigger than me. They're bigger than my dreams. They're bigger than the investors who have invested in the company. Now we're talking about really, really big stuff, right? And sometimes you have to make it seem like you're sleeping. You have to make it seem like you have to do that at times. It's a part, not even only a part of a tactic, but it's a necessity, especially in this time when so many people are not exposing themselves, reading, uh, putting themselves ahead to try to learn new things. And so when you come to any situation with something new, expect that there will be copycats, expect that there will be people who are going to try to detract from you, expect that people are going to try to first you in what you started yourself. So this is why I'm saying, are you ready? Hey, Leighton Wagwanda, are you ready? Are you ready? You got to be ready for this. This is serious stuff. Are you ready? Because y'all want the success, and you want the cars, and you want the house, and you don't want the money, and you want all of these things. But are you ready? Because it comes with stuff. It comes with a lot of stuff. Like who was it? Um, Notorious Big, more money, more problems. And the more money you get, it comes with its own problems and its own people. So its own issues. So you have to be ready for that mentally and psychologically. Yep, exactly. And says sometimes sometimes switching off and conserving energy, it can be very therapeutic. Well, the thing is, I haven't switched off. I only switched off YouTube, right? I haven't switched off, but I get what you're saying with the switching off, because the switching off is very important. Sometimes you need peace in your life, peace in your house. You don't have to talk to anybody. You don't have to show out. You don't have to do any of those things. You don't have to ball out to let people know how you're feeling or how you're doing. Sometimes you can just chill at home in your own house, in your own peace by yourself. And a lot of people miss that, because if you're talking about, getting to the next level of things, the next level isn't going to drop out of space and hit you. The next level comes from quiet. It comes from solitude. It comes from giving yourself, space to think, right? And when you give yourself space to think, that is when ideas and inspiration comes from. And that's why when you wake up first thing in the morning, sometimes you have different ideas, because your wavelength and your brain waves are moving at a different level when you wake up. So you have that quiet time that you can write things down and think about things, and you can see the vision for where you're looking to go. But if you're expecting that, you're just it's just going to fall out the sky, it's not going to fall out the sky. It's going to come from within. It's going to come from exposure. It's going to come from seeing other things and being inspired, and how to create your mousetrap that is going to bring you to a different level of success, right? So yes, Faye, for a fact. See that? It's not everything everyone should know. Yep. Yeah, it's not everything everyone should know. It is not everything everyone should know. This is true. Um, there are some things that you can share, but like for me, um, if you go all the way to this channel, like July 2020, when I just started this channel, I said I never talk. I never, when I'm doing something, especially something important, I never talk. Jamaican people are like that. They just don't talk. When they have what they need and they get to where they need to go, then you will see it. Because right now we're moving in a direction where um, we can't put we can't put things in a place for everyone to have. Jojo, you're finished, Joseph? Okay, thank you. You can give me the key, or give Jojo. Thank you. And I know y'all want to see this one. You haven't seen her in a while. Come here, come baby. Say hi. Oh, look at you. Yes. So the purpose of this video is I want y'all to be ready. Okay? You need to be mentally ready. You need to be mentally, spiritually, and psychologically ready, because they're gonna come for you. I don't know who they are, but you have them in your life, and you have who who you haven't even met yet. And when you start to be successful, you are going to find that you attract other people, and you don't know what energy is coming your way, right? And some people will look at you, and they will make assumptions based on where are you going with the cushions? Bring back my cushion them and put them in the couch. You're not easy. Yeah, people will make assumptions about you based on their limitations. They're going to think that because they are limited or they are diminutive in their thinking and their thoughts and their ideas, they're going to immediately associate you with their limitations. They think that they can only go that far, so they limit you to where they can be, right? And they're going to try you on a very take it and go on. Take it to make yourself happy so I can finish this video. One. Okay. Yes, Faye, she has gotten really tall. Yeah. So you know who they are. You're related to them. You're gonna meet them. They're going to come. They're going to insert themselves in your life. They're going to try to make themselves close to you. And but what they don't know is that you are probably prepared. But that's what they don't know. So you have to be ready in a place in your mind that what comes with success, you are ready for it. You have to be able to see the thing to the end. You have to be able to discern and understand how people see you, not necessarily how you see you. Okay? You might see yourself as, as all you see yourself as a what's the word, as accumulation of all your experiences. So you know who you are, you know what you can accomplish, and you know what you can do. You know that about you, but the world doesn't know that about you. So for me, I think the thing to do is to find a balance between your humility, because you already know, right? And nobody can tell you nothing about you, but you don't need to walk around like that. You don't need to walk around with a chip on your shoulder, and you don't need to walk around with spikes to offend everyone that you see, and let the whole world know that who you are. You don't have to do that. You can find a place in yourself, in your mind, to be humble, to be quiet, to let your work show for itself, and to navigate yourself away from negative experiences and people who want to see you become just like them, with no dreams, no visions, no ideas, and no goals, and no means by which to accomplish the things that they see you have. Okay, so you have to understand that all of this is going to come to you on the path. And I'm telling you this because there is not in any book, right? I mean, some musicians talk about some of this stuff, but it's not written down, and your parents aren't going to tell you, and you're not going to know until you get there. So be ready. Be ready. Let me see what Anne says. Yep. There you go. So Anne says when she made her move, she did so in relative silence because she knew that some people expected her to fail. And she said the best thing she ever did, it was less stressful not having to deal with all the negativity. Yeah. The important thing is, like, even this house, when we started to work on the Exodus house, there are so many people who confessed afterwards, after we completed it, that they did not expect me to complete it. And I was shocked. I was like, you know me. You know me as someone to finish something. You don't know me as someone to half step. You don't know me as someone who isn't going to do it, but they did not know me on that level. So you on certain levels. So when people see you take on certain challenges and people see you start to accomplish things that they don't expect of you, right? You have to be prepared, because sometimes the only comfort others have is to put you in a place below them so that they can say, see, she's this, it's that, da 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 da. It's just like I said it. You understand? And you know, the weirdest thing, the most important thing is when you are in that circle of, or that crucible of when all you're the target of conversations, right? The critical thinking people will listen carefully and understand carefully. And if they don't get the your side of things, they will begin to understand that they are listening to only one version and they are not getting the fullness of the situation. But I must confess to you that this, I don't know if it's when, I don't know if, I don't even know. I don't know what people are thinking, but it's like the story is almost unreal. A woman and a 4-year-old child comes to Tanzania for the first time in the middle of the recession, in the middle of COVID-19 pandemic rather, finds an abandoned house and restores it. Like, it's, the story is like too serious for some people. But this is my life. It's not a story, it's my life. And every single thing that you see me with, I worked for it. And this is what I'm trying to say to you. You're going to have to do the work. You're going to have to do the work. And whoever wants to feel some type of way off of your work, that is their business. God put strength and energy and breath in your lungs to do your work. He didn't put you here to be nobody's football. He didn't put you here to be afraid of what other people might think. He didn't put you here that you'll be afraid to shine and be afraid to express your God-given gifts. That's not why you were created. You weren't created for any of that stuff. You were created to be the reflection of God with all of the gifts and the endowments and the spirits that he put inside of you, and all of the glory of your ancestors who could not accomplish their goals. They created you so that you are able to express for them what they could not. That's why you are here. You're not here to be nobody's football or to be sniveling or to be behind somebody or to be afraid to succeed or afraid to achieve or what other people might think if you fail. Oh, by the way, you will fail. Let's just get that out there. Um, sometimes you will fail by your own mistakes, and sometimes you will fail by the mistakes of others, but you have to be ready for that. This is what I'm asking you. Are you ready? Excuse me. Play go. You have to be ready. You have to be ready. You have to be ready for all of the different types of variables. But this is what I'm going to tell you. You cannot be afraid. Okay? You can't be afraid of any of it. You cannot be afraid of the people. You can't be afraid of your failure. You can't be afraid what anybody might say. And you better not be afraid of your success. You better not be afraid of accomplishing the things that you set out to do. You better own it. You better receive it. You better put out both hands and you better catch that wealth and those blessings in abundance with both hands. You better not be afraid of it, because the minute you start to be afraid of accomplishing the things that you set out to do, you know what's going to happen? You're going to step back. You're going to step back This is a battle. This is a war. You are physically taking things out of the spiritual realm and bringing it onto the material plane. You are taking a dream that only exists, that God gave to you inside of your head, and you are working using your hands and your mind and your fingers to accomplish something that is not yet here on the physical plane. And so you are going to be challenged on the spiritual level and on the physical level. And you better be ready for this kind of war. It is war. You better be ready. And you better not step back. You better step forward with both feet and both hands, and you got to make those fists. Get ready to fight. Are you ready? Are you ready? This is what I'm asking y'all. You email me, you want this, you want to do that. No, are you ready? Because you probably, if you're not ready for this kind of fight, you don't know what's gonna happen. Hold on, Joanna. If you're not ready for this fight, you will be defeated before you even start. Get ready. Angor says a stress the best concern, and sometimes it is, but some become very energized just waiting to see you go under. Really took a while to understand. It's very sad. Yes, that's people. So this is what I'm trying to say to you is be ready. You're transcending. I mean, if you're writing a book, if you're making a movie, if you're writing a script, whew, if you're starting a business, all of these things exist on a plane that is not on the physical plane. You are pulling something from thin air. You are following a dream, right? You're following a dream. You're following something that does not yet exist. And when you speak that to other people, if they're not blowing breath and life into it, they can kill it. I say it all the time. Watch who you talk to, watch who you tell your ideas, watch who you tell your business, watch who you tell your plans, watch who you tell what's coming next. Just watch. And sometimes all you have to do is listen. Just listen. Just listen. Just listen. Right? You want to start a little store where you're selling some, kitchenware and stuff. And then the next thing you hear your friend say she wants to start a store where she's 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 selling kitchenware. Just listen. Just listen. And sometimes you don't even remember that that's an idea that they stole. You don't even remember that. Wait, hold on. Wait. I thought that was my idea. Some people just don't have any ideas, and what they do is they clutch at those who do. And if they cannot beat you any other way, they're going to try to beat you with their tongue. Okay? Because they can't beat you any other way. They cannot come after you in any other way. So what they do? They use what does the Bible say? Life and death is in the tongue. So watch your own words and watch the words that you use for yourself and the words that you use for other people. Me personally, I would rather not say. If you've done something to me and I have ill will or ill thought, I'd rather not speak it. I'd rather not speak it, because what I've learned about my mouth is when I speak something, it likely comes true. In Jamaica, them call that goat mouth, right? Why would I want to set my goat mouth upon somebody picnic when I have a child? No. So I'd rather shut up. I'd rather keep my mouth shut. And so the likelihood of other people hearing my side will probably not happen, because I like to keep my mouth shut. I like to keep my mouth shut and my head down and do my work, right? Let me see. Yes, Eileen. Yeah, man. No, the thing is, what I'm talking about, Eileen, is that I want people to be ready for whatever successes that they're looking for in life, whether that's in marriage or in business or in whatever it is, or buying a house, whatever it is that you're looking to do to bring yourself to the next level, you have to be ready. I was saying that success and failure are brothers and sisters, and there's a very thin line. And you can miss it if you're not focused, if you're not staying on top of the things that you need to stay on top of, if you are not paying attention to the fine print and reading carefully, if you're not realizing where in the entire scheme of things you fall, right? Some people are comfortable opening a shop, and some people want to open an entire chain, right? And once you decide which of those people you are, and you go for it, because the work is going to be the same. You can say, I want a bodega on the corner, okay? Or you can say, I want a chain of bodegas wrapped around New York City. They both are going to require the exact same amount of work. Believe me, if you want 100 stores or one store, it is the exact same amount of work. It is going to take the exact same amount of energy out of you. It is going to take you the exact same amount of sleepless nights, the same amount of research, the same amount of finance, the same amount of distributors and products, the same amount. The only thing is you have to create a mousetrap that creates it in volume. That's just the difference between what you are, looking to do. So once you decide that you want to be the person who has one single store, or 1,000 stores, or 100 stores, or whatever it is that you choose, once you decide that for yourself, you have to be willing to overcome certain obstacles to get there. It's not going to come. Ain't nobody going to take the heat off your back. You are going to have to carry the weight of that. You're going to have to go through the struggles. You're going to have to experience it. You're going to have to go through all of the steps. And sometimes the steps are backwards, and sometimes the steps will take you down into hell, and sometimes the steps will take you to heaven, and sometimes it will take you under a rainbow. But you have to be willing to take the steps, come what may. And so many of us quit right at the point where we should be muscling up. So many of us quit at the point where we should be strengthening ourselves to say, okay, this is going to be difficult. This is going to be hard. So let me just do it hard. If it's hard, do it hard, right? And don't forget, the people who you surround yourself with are the people who are going to breathe life into you on the days when you can't take any more. And those days will come. The days when you simply cannot take any more, where it's frustrating to the point of tears. I've had those days here in Tanzania. It's going to come. And so the people you surround yourself with are going to be able to breathe life and speak life into you. And if you don't have anyone around you who breathes life and speaks life to you, you got to know to shut up. You got to be able to swallow it. Go for a walk, go for a run, have a cup of tea, cry your tears, lock yourself in the bathroom, turn all the lights off, scream, do what you need to do, but do not feed your dream to a dream killer. Don't do it, because once you do that, once you're opening a can of worms, okay? And some people might hear your frustration and think, well, gee, since you're trying to open a store, and it's so hard, why don't you just go and find a job? And you very well know in your head that you're just right at the end. You know that. You know where you are in the journey, but for someone else who is listening, and they might have good intent for you by trying to save you, all this heartache, but you know where they don't know. You are where they aren't. You're experiencing what they cannot. And so you already know the people who aren't necessarily going to breathe life into you. Get yourself a cat and talk to your cat. Tell your cat. Sometimes a cat is better. And of course, I've got, yes, that's true. I'm going to say, yes. Yes, Empress, true. You don't always have to let the whole world know anything. Just do your work. Just do your work. But I'm telling you, what I'm saying to you is the challenges are coming. And sometimes it's coming from near and sometimes it's coming from far. And you have to prepare yourself spiritually, mentally, psychologically, and you have to do whatever it is that you have to do and use whatever it is that is available to you, whether that's going to church or whether that's going to the mosque or whether that's sleeping with your Quran under your pillow or whatever it is that you have to do to strengthen yourself on a spiritual level to get you through the place of where you need to be. You have to do it. Okay? You have to do it because there are going to be days when you don't know if you're going or coming, right? And I'm saying this because I'm on the other side of that. And the people who are asking me about mentorship and the people who are asking me uh about entrepreneurship, the Exodus House is here. Okay, you can book a reservation and come here and come and do one-on-one with me. It's here. Okay, in fact, I'm going to be doing a seminar. I said at the early of the year, I said in July, we will be having that here about investing in Tanzania, about opportunities that exist through our business. That is here. Okay. So, if you're thinking of relocating to Africa, it is a good idea. Wherever on the continent you go, I'm going to tell you it's a good idea. The thing that I'm going to say to you is you have to be prepared. You have to be prepared, right? And some people say, well, I've lived with power cuts and I had a power cut and I lived in my grandmother had an outdoor toilet and it's a little tougher than that because the pace of life is not what you're accustomed to. Here in Tanzania, their language is an issue. That is a fact. Language is an issue. It is an issue. And your expectancy, especially if you're coming from an environment where things are easy, like it is in the US, you're going to have to live without certain creature comforts. Okay. And so you're going to find yourself often than not accepting reality for what it is, rather than making it into what you want to make it to. Does that make any sense? Hey Basilos, good to see you. All right, so let me put a lot of people, I don't know why people prefer to email me over the website, but the website is here. And let's see. So you now have the website to make your reservations if you want to come to Tanzania. Come to the Exodus House. It's still here. Wonderful, wonderful space. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I've taken some of the furnishings from my house. My house is basically empty right now. Just to make sure that the house has all the furnishing it needs. But it's still here. It's still a great place for the diaspora to come and connect with Africa for the first time. A lot of people have this perception in their head that Africa is below standard. And what I wanted to do with this house, I wanted this to be a gateway for people who are looking to come to Africa for the first time. You're leaving? Okay. No, she's down there somewhere. Yeah, I wanted this to be a welcome gateway for people who are coming to Africa for the first time so that they can see how beautiful it is. They can dispel all of the ideas that they have in their head of what Africa is about, And so that was the purpose of launching with this project. And while doing this, we founded a new business, and it's doing well. We're still waiting for some documents from the government, but like I said, that is out of my hands. I've done all that I could do, and I've made all the sacrifices that I needed to make, and I've done all the work that I could possibly do. But in any event, this is still a great place for people to come and learn and see. It is not the picture that they paint of Africa for you, right? And so the next, like I was saying earlier, be ready. That's what this title is. Just be ready. Be prepared. Be prepared for all that's going to come. And I'm talking about the flip side of success and accomplishments. Okay? There is a flip side. The flip side is you have to walk through fire to get through heaven. That is the truth. You have to walk through hell to get through heaven. And you have to, why is this lizard even here? Why? You have all of Africa outside. Why are you in here? Anyway, let me suck it up. Yeah. So you have to be prepared for that stuff. You have to be prepared for all of the challenges that you're going to get. You have to be prepared for all of the people. You have to be prepared for things not moving as fast as you would like. You have to be prepared for things going backward instead of forward. And when things are going forward, you have to remember that you earned that. Okay? You earned that ride. You worked for that ride. You prepared for that ride. You put all of your ducks in a row. You made the sacrifice. You did the work, and you are entitled to it. You are entitled to the peace. You're entitled to the joy. You're entitled to all that comes with your success. Okay, so that's what I got for you today. This is the website for the Exodus House. You can go ahead and email me. I know I left that out. Oh yeah. Let's see. Exodus. Give me a second. 1@gmail.com. Don't forget the 1. Yeah, don't forget the 1. So you can go ahead and email me for consultancies, for looking to come to Africa, looking to get information for coming this way. Yes, Black man. Hey, how are you? He said he is in South Africa. Of course, please email me, right? Email me, because you know what? The more of us across the continent who can join forces, who can, collaborate, we can share a network of knowledge and information that can help people who are looking to repatriate. You know how South Africa goes. I could have people in my network who want to get to South Africa. You could have people in your network who want to get to Tanzania. I have people in Nigeria. I have people in Ghana. I have people in Rwanda. So and Kenya. So there are things that everyone needs to know. Depending on the country that they're getting to, all of them have different laws, different policies, different things in place. And for we repats, we have to come together so at least we're sharing information and ideas. It is not a competition. It's not a competition if at the end of the day, everyone is holding all the marbles. No, it's not a competition. But at the end of the day, the whole purpose of moving back to Africa is to live in peace and harmony. So y'all can't bring the confusion of the West here, right? We're here for harmony. We're here for peace, you know? Um, so yeah, connect with me, right? And let's see. And for anybody who would like to go ahead and bless a sister, this is the Cash App, right? Because I know I spoke some sense today. I may not speak sense all the time, but I was speaking some sense today. So I'm open the floor. Anybody got any questions? If there's anything that you would like to ask me that you'd like to get some information on about repatriating to Tanzania, what is life here like here in Tanzania, how to do so, go ahead and put it in the comments and I'll see if I could help you before the chat ends. Let me see. Blackman says, yeah. Okay, so you see like what Blackman Explorer says. He says, he was also in Kenya. He loved it so much, but South Africa is developed infrastructure more like US. Yes, I have heard about that in South Africa. And I would say that is true. I would say that South Africa is more developed as far as infrastructure. Things are very similar to the United States, and you can probably navigate South Africa if you're looking for the normal creature comforts of the US. That is as close as you're going to get. But what I don't like about South Africa is the exact words developed. Because for me, I like to build something, right? If Jesus, this lizard is so big. I like to build something. I like to create. I like to get involved. I want to be in Africa because of the development opportunities that are here. And so there is an opportunity to grow a market, to develop a market, to build a skyscraper, to build an airline, to build something that's not already here. And that's that spirit that's inside of me. Okay, so that's why I'm in Tanzania, because there is a lot of opportunity for building and growth and development and expanding. Like the things that I'm able to do here and the things that I'm able to accomplish here, I would have to be in America in the 1920s to do that. I would have had to, be one of the what do they call it? I would have to be one of the barons to be able to do the things that we've been able to do in this short space of time. So, for me, being a part of a country's development, to say I picked this industry and I made this industry work and I took it to this level is a lot, right? To me, that's great, rather than going that the table is already set and all I have to do is sit down. um you know I want the challenge of creating something new. So when you create something new, you also create a legacy, right? You create a place in society where you you're always going to be thought of when people think of this one thing, right? Let me see. Yes, yes, Faye. Faye asked, are we still going to do weddings? Actually, yes, I'm going to upload a video. So we actually do have an Instagram account for the events here. So, and we have our first wedding. We have our first wedding at the end of this month. So we do have weddings here and events here. And I will be sponsoring an IFA. If you're West African, or if you're Nigerian, or if you follow IFA, then we're going to be hosting an event here. But I have to give you further details on that. So yeah, so we have the spaces ready for weddings. It's ready for events. Um, we've gotten a lot of work done while I've been, doing the other work. I like to keep myself occupied. So yeah, so definitely for sure. I want this place to be equivalent to when people say destination weddings. I want them to think about Africa. I want Africa to be on also in that conversation. I want the Tanzania to be in that conversation. I want that this space is considered when people say weddings in Africa. So we're pretty much ready. And what is a better place for the diaspora to join the knot? The Exodus House, right? So let me see. Helen says, how is the countryside in Tanzania away from the city? What if you want to buy or build a tiny home in the country and live agriculture and self-sustainably with a garden? Is it possible? So the land laws in Tanzania are funky. You cannot buy land, but you can lease, okay? You can lease the land and you can be self-sufficient. And you can do that if you lease the land. So it's possible, but not buying. Tanzania is a republic. Okay, so the people do not own the land. The state owns the land, and the state leases the land to the people, and then the people are able to lease it again. So for all intents and purposes, it's called a sale, but it is not a sale. The government still owns that land. And if you have a business that is certified through the Tanzanian Investment Center, the government cannot, you can buy land through that business, but the government cannot seize that land for any reason, right? So it has its own laws and its own mysteries, but you can do that. People are doing it right now, Helene. People are doing that right now. All right, let me see. Black Man Explorer says, yes. Yeah, let me see Kenya. So Black Man is talking about Kenya. He says Kenya is good for growing. It's Black-owned economy. It's more developing right now. Business to do in Kenya and our real estate, manufacturing, export, import from China, transportation. Yes. So I will support this fact with Kenya. Kenya has, I think, is the largest economy in East Africa. So Kenya is a powerhouse. Kenya is definitely a country to reckon with. And it depends on the kind of industry that you're looking at as well. But for me, it's Tanzania all the way. I am biased to Tanzania because of the diversity in different things. But let me put it this way. If tomorrow morning, God forbid, something should happen to tourism, and and Kenya was affected by tourism, that could pretty much dry up Kenya overnight. If God forbid something should happen to dry up tourism in Tanzania, Tanzania still has so much else going for it. Tanzania has so much more going for it. They have oil, LNG, minerals. It goes on and on and on and on. Tourism. whatever it is that you find yourself to do, if it's not working for you, you can go find something else to do, you know? So there is a lot that you can get accomplished in Tanzania. And I hope people listening to this don't think I'm downplaying Kenya, because when the spirit told me to go to Tanzania, I didn't know nobody in no Tanzania. And I looked at Kenya because Kenya was so familiar, and we read about Kenya all the time and we hear about Kenya. So mind you, I didn't know nobody in Kenya either, but I was going to Kenya, right? I was still going to Kenya. So there was a lot of research that was done on my part to learn about the economy and the opportunities that exist in Kenya. Um, Safety is comes to mind. Tanzania, I would say, is one of the safest countries I have ever traveled to. And there are places in Kenya where it is not as safe as it is in Tanzania. That is the only thing I would say. Um, I would put that out there as a fact. But Kenya does have its opportunities and it does have its relationships. But again, it depends on the economy that you are looking to get involved in. It depends on what you are looking to do to propel yourself ahead. All right. Let me see. And what did Blackman say? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so this is what I'm saying is Tanzania has a lot of diversity from one area of the country to the next. It is the landscape changes so drastically. You can get high, cold mountain peaks, and you can get beautiful ocean lagoons. It is a very, very diverse country, and you can grow anything here. So because it's so diverse, you can go grow rice, you can grow potatoes, you can grow millet, you can grow anything. Avocado, so many different things can be grown here. And so because of that, they don't necessarily have to import as much foreign food, and that does keep their currency buoyant, and so as far as inflation goes, they are pretty stable. Now, is it where we would like it to be? No, but we're the ones who are going to bring it to where we want it to be, you know let's see. Bea, yes. Yes, see, this is what I'm saying is he was saying Mbeya is strategic for doing connections in Malawi and Zambia and part of the Congo, so real estate will right. So look at the geographical location of Tanzania and all of the other countries that it is connected to, and the countries that are landlocked which depend on it, right? So Zambia, Malawi, Rwanda, Congo. Well, Congo isn't really landlocked. It has its port on the coast of West Africa, right? But as far as its Eastern African port, it depends on Tanzania. And all of these landlocked countries depend on Tanzania as far as import export goes. So if you are in trading, if you're looking to buy and sell spices, buy and sell food goods, I mean, it's a fantastic place to be. And the way how the size of the country, you can always meet the market demands. So it's for me, Tanzania is it, right? It might not be it for other people, but I love it. I love living here. I love being here, and I love the people who are here. And I wouldn't necessarily trade Tanzania for anywhere else, right? So, anyone else got any more questions for me? Yeah. Okay. So Anne says, Oh, Anne is asking if you can buy freehold property in Kenya. Black man, you want to answer that for Anne? Um, she's asking if you can buy freehold property in Kenya, right? So Tanzania has a lot, and it's lush. It's lush. There are a lot of places in Africa where, deforestation has occurred. You know, where there isn't a lot of good city planning. There isn't a lot of structural planning. If I could say anything about Tanzania, I would say that they're orderly. So, and it's not one of those places where you're going to come and get away with murder either. Everything is in order. So, if you like order and structure, which also means red tape in some instances, let me see. Black man, okay, here he goes. Black man says, yes, it's complicated process, especially tracing true ownership in Kenya, as is most African countries, black man. Tracing ownership, you will find incidents of people in other African countries who shall remain nameless in this conversation, where people have bought the land that has been sold 5, 6, 7 different times, right? So, and all of these owners have a rightful claim to the land. And then for it to go through the justice system in these developing countries is a veritable nightmare. So, there is no walk in the park as far as owning the land. But what I will tell people is, like, coming and getting your feet on the ground, getting your feet wet. There is no problem in leasing. Lease a nice piece of land, make yourself comfortable. At least you will have a clear path to who owns the land. At the time when you sign your lease, you ask if there is an option to buy eventually. And what that will give you is some idea for how things actually work. But for you to just say, okay, I'm coming off the plane and going to buy some land, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. So lease something for a little while and then learn and understand the culture and the process of doing things, and you can have a look around and get yourself familiar with the environment, with the people, with the culture, and you'll be able to strategize your way through that, right? And that way nobody can tell you anything, because when you're coming off of the plane as a foreigner to any of these developing countries, and I use any, I'm not just talking about Africa, it's India, it's China, it's the Caribbean, it's South America. When you're coming off of a plane as a foreigner, trust and believe that everyone is trying to figure out a way to get around you and to separate you from your money for themselves. And so you have to think about taking your time to understand the lay of the land, the law of the land. How does it work? Right? Well, figure it out. Take some time and figure it out. All right, let me see. Let me see. What documents do you need to bring from the US to Tanzania? So Helene says, what documents do you need to bring? Everything. Just bring everything. But remember, when you're coming to a place like Tanzania, you are coming here as an investor. Okay? The structure is as such that you are not necessarily going to be able to come here just like that, right? So bring all of your documents, bring bring all of the documents that you have, bring everything that you think you would need in order to conduct business here and sometimes conduct business back home in the States. Sometimes you need your paperwork. So take your important documents with you as well. Let's see. Legal documents. Okay. Yeah, all of your documents, Celine. Just bring anything that you think is important to, because sometimes you need to do business back home as well. And sometimes you need to have specific documents that you need copies of, right? So bring that with you. Let me see. Tanzania is good for land lease, free and fair, easy to integrate, transparent system based on government policy. Yes. So as far as land leasing goes, you can do that in Tanzania quite easily. And you have the pick of the lot, right? South America is tricky to settle due to already racism against Black, especially Brazil, Colombia, Peru, and Costa Rica. Yeah, but you know what? People do it every day, though, Black man. There are people who go to Mexico, they go to Brazil, they go every day. People go and they live and they move there and they're happy and they find ways to navigate the society. They find ways to make it work for them, right? If you are. Okay, so Black Man says something interesting. He says, if you are a repat, ensure you have a family connectivity on ground in country of your host. Okay, I think what you're saying is make sure that you have some connections where you're going or where you're leaving from. I'm not sure. But what I do know is in the place where you're going, you should have someone to help you to navigate the system, okay? And you have to trust that person to help you navigate the system because it is tricky. It is tricky. It's not like where you were born, where everything is like, okay, you do this, you do that. But to be honest with you, from the position of an immigrant, all right? I was an immigrant to America. America is tricky, right? America is not the easiest place to navigate. It's tricky. And so thinking about you coming from America to a foreign country, it's going to seem like, oh my God, this is so hard. But you've never had to navigate America as a foreigner, so you don't know how hard America really is, right? So on a scale of 1 to 10, if I were to say Tanzania was comparing Tanzania to be hard to America on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the hardest, I will put Tanzania Tanzania is probably a 6, right? It's pretty hard, but at the same time, not as hard as other places. You follow what I'm saying? Okay, Timothy, let me see. Right, okay. Yeah, you need people to help you navigate. And that goes without saying, right? And so one of the other things that you're going to need immigration documents. And so for those of you who are looking to come, we do have a company that is registered that we are able to help you to get the documents that you need as an investor. So, excuse me. So if you're interested in investing with us, email me. No, he's not, hey, Wamaka, he's in South Africa. Yep. So what I'm saying is, we have a company that through our company, we're able to assist with the documentation and the immigration process for investors in our company, people who are looking to either get the residency and move to Tanzania. We do have that in our process, right? And so this is no like joke or trick or whatever. We're completely legitimate. Um, so you can email me exodusafrica1@gmail.com. I will share with you the the link for the next investors meeting so you can understand exactly what that entails. So if you're looking to come to Tanzania and you're looking for the residency, we're able to assist you with that process, and we're able to navigate you as far as boots on the ground from the time you arrive to the time you get your home. We can assist you with the entire process. So go ahead and email me if you're interested in any of that. Okay. And like I said, it would be investing in our company. So let's see. Oh, why is this lizard here? So anywho, I just wanted to share that with y'all. I have to get back to work. It is late, and there's a lizard in the living room, and I got to get rid of him. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time. Let me see. I'm 11 minutes over my 1 hour, and now I got to get back to work. Love y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.